The agents in this car are with the Texas Department of Public Safety, and they're in pursuit of a suspected human smuggler in a white pickup truck. A Reuters camera operator was granted rare access to this high-speed chase near the U.S.-Mexico border. These agents are part of a joint operation between the U.S. Border Patrol and the Texas Department of Public Safety to target human smugglers who transport undocumented migrants across a stretch of the U.S. southern border.
Looks like he's driving towards the river.
That's Lieutenant Christopher Olivares on the right, who said the suspect seemed to be racing toward the river to cross back into Mexico before being caught.
So this is typically what they do. I mean, once they load up somewhere, if they get engaged by law enforcement, they'll turn around, the smugglers, and then try to drive towards the river, which that's where we're going right now, towards the river. So more likely they're going to bail out and try to get back to Mexico.
All right, guys, he's heading towards the river. There was a raft in the river just picked up.
There's a raft right now in Mexico waiting for them. So it's all coordinated. They're communicating with each other. So if this person actually makes it to the river, there's probably a raft.
Coming up, guys.
Go.
All right, gotta bail out, bail out. Watch the driver. He's in the water. Vehicle continues straight.
This time, the agents weren't quick enough. Several individuals were spotted on the Mexican side. All they recovered was the vehicle.
Usually all the back seats are taken out. This particular vehicle, you can see all the wires are pulled out. There's no key. Chances are it's going to be stolen.
It's a game of cat and mouse, and both sides are always adapting to the other's tactics.
The criminals and smugglers, they'll fly a drone to see where law enforcement's at. Then once they feel it's clear, they'll bring people across the river. Then we saw this white truck, Border Patrol was behind it, then we got behind it, and then it turned into a chase. The driver was able to jump back into the river, and there was already a raft waiting for him in the river and took him back to Mexico. And this is usually what they use. This individual left his radio behind. So they're constantly communicating with people in Mexico while they're being chased. That way they can try to find a way to evade capture, which in this case, the driver was able to. There was nobody in the truck. And then we looked across the river, there's probably about 10 more people that were looking to cross over the river, but we were able to stop that, which is a good thing.
The joint anti-smuggling operation uses the resources and officers of both law enforcement organizations, the Border Patrol and the Texas Department of Public Safety, to locate, track, search for, and apprehend smugglers and migrants. Earlier in June, authorities used drones to track a group of migrants and then set off on foot to search the brush to detain them. Olivares said the operation had been going on for a year and had resulted in a number of arrests.
And the focus of this operation is to go after the smuggling guides that are bringing people across the river illegally from Mexico. We want to focus on those guides and be able to arrest them for human smuggling and file state charges on them. So it's been a very effective operation. We have made well over 100 arrests over the course of the last year since we started this operation, and that's specifically targeting smuggling guides.
These operations come as U.S. President Joe Biden has grappled with record numbers of migrants caught crossing the U.S.-Mexico border illegally on his watch. The Democrat is seeking re-election in November and recently rolled out a restrictive new asylum ban at the border to deter crossers. Biden's Republican challenger, former President Donald Trump, has vowed to crack down aggressively if he wins another term in the White House. U.S. efforts to restrict entry have proven lucrative for criminal gangs who can charge and extort vulnerable migrants seeking better lives north of the border. Video released last week by the Texas Department of Public Safety shows a traffic stop where officers discover 3 people hidden in the trunk of a car. Texas officials charged the driver and front seat passenger with 6 counts of human smuggling, DPS said. These migrants, apprehended last week by Olivares and his officers, show signs of being part of a larger trafficking operation.
Some of them are wearing wristbands, colored wristbands, and those are designated by the cartels in Mexico. They put those wristbands on these individuals before they come across the river, and that is to signify how much they paid, what cartel essentially owns them because they are a commodity, and they come across the river and then they're told to discard those wristbands at the river. But these 7 behind me, they had them still on, so that does signify that they paid the cartel to get across, and they were guided by a smuggler.